Howdy. Well, as you know, I'm into guns a lot, but I'm a collector by nature. I collect all kinds of things. And one thing I like to collect are old books. This one doesn't exactly have to do with guns, it has to do with big guns, but, well, what it is a collection of pictures of Flanders. Now, Flanders is what? The northern part of Belgium. And in World War I, that was where the Germans decided to come through and attack France, was by way of neutral Belgium. And to do that, they expected the Belgians to just say, "Okay, come on through. We're neutral. We'll just sit here, and you guys can just do whatever you want." Well, that wasn't what the Belgians did. They said, "Look, you're invading our lands. That's just not cricket, and we're going to put up a defense," which they did. Well, they were very small, and Germany was very big, and Germany crushed them almost immediately. And well, they did some atrocities while they were doing it. And excuse me, I've got allergies bad. Uh, well, Belgium had a treaty with England, and that was how the English really got into the war because they were protecting Belgian neutrality. Well, when the Germans came through, the first thing they looked around for were church towers, because church towers are a great place for a sniper to sit or for an artillery spotter to sit and say, "Okay, there's a whole mess of Germans over that way. Shoot over here 10 degrees and with azimuth," anyway, that kind of stuff. So they put their big guns up and smashed every church tower they saw. These were medieval structures going back 1,000 years. It was a real shame. Well, I have a book about that. I think you can see that. It's called Vanished Towers and Churches of Flanders. And this is the style from 120, 150 years ago of books, where they would put these ornate covers on them. Instead of having a dust jacket, they'd put the ornate stuff on the cover itself. And this is an extremely elaborate art book. And considering the time it was made, which was 1916. By the way, no photographs in this. This is in the infancy of photography, and you couldn't get color pictures. So what they would do is they put these woodcuts, these colored woodcuts in here, and then they would put these flimsies between the pages that had them to protect them. And this is just a collection of pictures of various towers and various structures throughout Flanders that are no longer there. Here's a medieval tower, and it's just page after page after page of discussions of these things. And let's see what this one is. Isn't that beautiful? And none of these stand anymore. Some of them have been modern restructures, reassembly of them. But this is, in some cases, the only record, visual record that exists are these woodcuts. These were woodcuts made before the war, usually. And it's just interesting stuff from, over 100 years ago that no longer exists. An example of man's inhumanity to man, as it were. And this is all by various towns and descriptions of the town, the history of the area, the history of the building, the structure, what was known of it, and what no longer exists. But I could just see a fellow sitting up in the window up there and saying, "Hey, there's Germans coming over that rise over there, and let's do something about that." And the Germans didn't like that. So anyway, it's a very interesting book. I picked this up at a used bookstore. I think I paid $10 or $12 for it because no one really realized what it was. And that's one thing I love to do. I'm a scrounge. I'll go looking for books, for tools, for guns, for knives, all kinds of things that you can find in estate sales, yard sales, thrift stores, used furniture places, antique stores. I go anywhere and everywhere that I can find cool things to look at. And by being aware of books and being aware of where books lead you, you can find out even more about stuff and become much more interested in what's available out there. Just insight. Be sure to keep track of books, because these are our heritage. This is where we came from, not an internet. This was the internet of its era. And it was, you don't have to worry about format with this. As long as you can read a typeface, you can actually deal with a book. Some of them might be in a foreign language, but, learn the language. I've taught myself how to read Latin because, there were books written in the 18th century that were only written in Latin. Some were in French, and some in Italian. But by and large, Latin was the lingua franca of the ancient world. And by learning that, you could learn a lot. By the way, oldest book printed in England was Caxton's work. And the second oldest publisher was a fellow by the name of Wynkyn de Worde. Your trivia for the day.